A QR code, or quick response code, is a type of matrix barcode or two-dimensional barcode, first designed in 1994 for the automotive industry in Japan. A barcode is a machine-readable optical label that contains information about the item to which it's attached. In practice, QR codes often contain data for a locator, identifier, or a tracker that points to a website or an application. A QR code uses four standardized encoding modes: numeric, alphanumeric, byte and binary, and kanji to store data efficiently. Extensions may also be used. The quick response system became popular outside the automotive industry due to its fast readability and greater storage capacity compared to the standard UPC barcodes. Applications include product tracking, item identification, time tracking, document management, and general marketing. A QR code consists of black squares arranged in a square grid on a white background, which can be read by imaging devices such as a camera and processed using Reed-Solomon error correction until the image can be appropriately interpreted. The required data is then extracted from the patterns that are present in both horizontal and vertical components of the image. Last week, here on Tech for Seniors, we discussed using QR codes to share with emergency responders. There are various ways in which you could do that, and here are some of them. So, how do we create a QR code? Well, there's some free websites, and when I say free, I have that in quotes. There are some examples of QR stuff: qrcodegenerator.com and goqr.me. QR stuff has several different ways in which you can generate QR codes for various items, as you can see here. Although they do have a free version, if you're going to become a full subscriber, it takes away some limitations. One of that limitation includes scan limits. On the free user, you get 50 scans, and that's it per barcode. I believe it's per month. They don't say, but if I put up a QR code that I generated from there on Tech for Seniors, and we get 100 people in there, and 50 or 60 want to use that QR code, we're going to run out of uses of it. And so that might not be the best way to go because it's $7.50 to $12 a month, depending upon which plan you choose. But that can get quite expensive if you're only using them occasionally. qrcodegenerator.com also has several different QR codes that you can generate. It's quite easy to use, but they also have a starter package, an advanced, and a professional package. And in this case, you only get two codes, or actually in the starter, which is $6 a month. GoQR.me is probably the easiest to use of these. And as you can see, I've generated a code there. And you can actually, then they have tie-ins to getting products using it. And that's how one of the ways in which they generate income. However, in Windows, I use the QR code generator in a search in the Windows Store. There were two of them. I installed both, and the QR code for Windows doesn't seem to work. But the barcode generator does, and it's very easy to use. Here is the codex, the first one, and I just couldn't make it work. I can't uninstall it. It's just kind of stuck there. The barcode generator, however, gives me 12 different ways or codes under QR code, and then you can actually do UPC codes as well with this generator. But you see I've got some that I've generated, and here's all the ones that I have generated using each of the types of codes that I can generate. So how do we capture a QR code? Well, let's do a demo and take a look on how I did it with my smartphone. We're switching now to my Android phone, which is a Samsung. First, we're going to look at a barcode, and it's a telephone number, and immediately it sets it up so I can call that number. Let's look at the next one, which is a contact. As soon as we see it, it's the information, contact information, then can be added to our phone book. Now we're going to look at a text, and it was just nonsense text, but it was about 2,000 characters in that. Now we've got one of a log into a Wi-Fi network, and just by clicking it, it will then connect. And here's finally a Facebook connection. How do we use a QR code? Once you've created your QR codes, you can download files, print them as sheets of stickers, place in a PowerPoint presentation, place on a flyer, or in a newsletter, or just email them to yourself or someone else. You can generate your own QR code, and then you and your code are sent to print on demand websites, to add to your QR code to a t-shirt, a coffee cup, a hat, a business card, stickers, and more. You can use a QR code for a menu. Some restaurants may have it. If you own a restaurant, you can create one as a point of contact to get to your menu. And as we mentioned last week, there are a lot of life-saving information via QR codes and different ways to do it. This is one way where you create the QR code, put it on a little device that sits on the end of the band of your watch. There are some unique uses for a QR code. Somebody thought, well, they put their information on a QR code and put "Hire Me" on their graduation cap. There are other uses. This is from Etsy, and you can order various products with QR codes printed on them for information. You can put QR codes in a newsletter. Contactless ordering using a QR code is yet another use of a QR code. Or you can put a link to the playlist for Tech for Seniors as a barcode. So if you have a barcode reader on your phone and you're watching this, if you click that, click your QR reader, you will get the playlist for Tech for Seniors. One final word on QR codes. Always check that your QR code works before sharing and using it.
So I'm going to talk about today is how to record the computer screen with Windows 10. And this is using a built-in feature in Windows 10 that I didn't even know existed until recently. And it's called the Windows Xbox Game Bar. So here's a prediction. I know Ron asked a couple of weeks ago for us to come up with different predictions for 2021. And one of them I think is going to take off is pay-per-view live music video streaming. What is that? Well, this is when a music concert is on the internet, and it's the current alternative to in-person performances that have basically disappeared thanks to COVID-19. So the streams are typically available with apps for Apple or Amazon or in Roku devices, as well as smart TVs. So while free streaming of older videos are available on YouTube and other sites for free, what's becoming more popular is pay-per-view concerts, where the viewer pays a fee to watch for a limited time, typically only available for 24 hours, a musical concert broadcast. Now, the range of these performances is pretty extensive and continues to grow, from rock concerts to the Metropolitan Opera. So here's the story. My wife, Carol, is a huge David Bowie fan, and she paid $25 to view a Bowie celebration. This was held on January 9th, 2021, and it was available to watch for one day only, and it was a 3+ hour long global streaming event. Now, since Carol purchased the opportunity to watch this live stream and knew she would want to see it again in the future, she asked me if we could save this video performance to our computer. So while there are several apps available that can perform this function, some for a fee and as well as others that are free, this led me to discover a free app that is part of Windows 10 called the Xbox Game Bar. Now, while the intended purpose of the Xbox Game Bar was to capture a Xbox game in progress, it's really available for any type of screenshots and video broadcasts. So here's what the procedure is to record. On the keyboard, you want to hold down the Windows key plus the G key. That opens up the Xbox Game Bar. And then in the upper right-hand corner, there's a capture window with some buttons, including one to start recording. There's a shortcut key as well to get to that. When the video begins, click on Start Recording and notice the counter in the upper right-hand corner with time elapsed so far. Now, this section also has a Stop Recording button to use when you're done with your recording. And then the video file automatically shows up in the folder called Captures that is in your video library. But if not, in that capture window, you can click on Show All Captures and it'll bring up the video. Let me just move this out of the way. So here's my favorite commentator about any kind of Microsoft program on YouTube. His name is Kevin Stravert, Stravert. He's a former Microsoft employee, and he now focuses full-time with his YouTube instructional videos. So he gives a much better explanation, I think, than I have perhaps, and his video goes on much longer, but it's really good. So if you want to check out Kevin Stravert, just type in the YouTube search box, how to screen record on Windows 10. Now, what do they say? A picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, sometimes a video is worth 1,000 words too. So what I'm going to do now is show a video of what I've done. Is some of the parts didn't come out as well as I wanted, but here's one thing I've learned, because sometimes my videos are jumpy and other times you can't read the text. That has to do with when you do optimize for video clip. So I'm going to do that now, so at least the video clip will come out clear. Okay, what I'm going to do now is a screen recording using the Xbox for one of the openings of the Tech for Seniors that we're all very familiar with. So the first thing I'm going to do is hit the Windows key and the letter G, and that brings up the recording window. Now it disappears as soon as you click on anything else. So what I'm going to do initially is start the video, then do Windows key G, and now click on the record button, and then you can see over here on the right hand side it's starting to count off the seconds that have elapsed. I'm going to let this go maybe for 30 or 40 seconds or so, just to kind of show what it does. It's giving me in the lower left-hand corner what the CPU is operating at, how much of a percentage is being used for this particular video recording.
Tech for Senior, episode 42. Wow, another week's gone by. I'd like to welcome everybody today. Thanks for coming. All the people, I guess we've got, what, Bob, 98 on signed up?
Correct.
Excellent. Wow, that's pretty cool. So welcome everybody and thank you for coming. I would also like to welcome.
All right, so I just clicked on the stop recording button,
our YouTube Live,
and I'm going to now actually
streaming to the World Wide Web out through YouTube. And welcome to all the folks that are watching.
So I've closed the source now, and now I want to see this particular video, how it recorded. So I'm going to go back and do Windows G, and that's opened up on the wrong screen. Let me try that again. Windows G. Here we go. Now it's on the correct screen, and it says Show All Captures. I'm going to click on that. And here is the capture that we just did. And if I wanted to play it, I would do this. Whoops. There we go. And this is now saved on the computer, and it's what we just recorded. So a nice, easy, quick way to record your screen and be able to immediately show what we wanted to see. Thank you.
It's Ron Brown from Silvercom Computer and Technology Club. Today I'd like to discuss how to install Android apps on your computer. Apps on a Chromebook can be installed from two places: the Chrome Web Store or the Google Play Store. Chromebooks made in 2017 or after will have the Google Play Store installed. Chromebooks before 2017 will have the Chrome Web Store installed. Let me show you on my Samsung Chromebook Plus what it will look like. Here you'll see I have both. I have the Web Store and I have the Play Store because my computer was built in 2017. We now are going to go to the Web Store, the Chrome Web Store, and you will see there are extensions, there's themes, and there's apps and games. These can all be installed on your Chromebook from the Chrome Web Store. All Chromebooks will have this on them. If your Chromebook was built after 2017, it will also have the Play Store installed. Click on this, and this will bring up the Android Google Play Store. This is exactly what you would be seeing on your Android phone with games, apps, movies, etc. that you can install on your Chromebook. Chromebooks can run both the web version and the Android app. This is a huge advantage in having a Chromebook. I want you to look at the bottom of your screen in the red rectangle. You're going to see two icons of Google Photos. Confusing, right? You are going to see two icons of PowerPoint. Let's have a look and see what these are. You'll see the Google Photos. You'll see the Google Photos is a white circle with the Google Photos icon in it, and then you'll see the PowerPoint with a white circle around it. What is the difference? The ones with the white circle are the apps. So now you're seeing we're bringing up the Google app. Now in most cases the apps are more functional than the website. So when I click the second button here, it brings up the web. So this is Google Photos on the web, and this is Google Photos with the Google Photos app. Now you can see the same thing when I show you the PowerPoint. PowerPoint white circle is an app which we bring up, and the other one is the PowerPoint Online. Again, the difference between the two, one is an app and one is the online version. A very popular app is called Snapseed, and this is a photo editing app that we use in Google Photos. It is only available as an Android app, which is difficult to use on a small cell phone. This is an extremely big advantage when you're using this on a Chromebook because you have a big screen and can use this very popular app with a keyboard and mouse. You'll see Snapseed here is installed on my Chromebook. I'm able to bring it up and open the app. I'll bring in a picture. And here you'll have all the tools that you can use to edit your Google Photos picture with the Snapseed app. Enabling Play Store in settings. I wanted just to go over the settings within the Play Store for Android apps. Let's go to our settings, and we'll come up to settings, and we're going to scroll way down until we come to the Google Play Store. Now, you should have this installed if your Chromebook was 2017 or later, and it should be turned on. So when we go to the settings now, we can manage our Android preferences here. When you click on this, you'll see all your Android preferences that you can turn on or off. And I'm not going to go through all those menus. I'm not sure why you would ever want to do this, but you can remove all your Android apps in this tab here. We're going to certainly cancel that. I wouldn't want to do that. But this is where you can turn on and off the Google Play Store. If you are new to a Chromebook, you will need to install your Android apps. The Android apps on your phone are not automatically installed on your Chromebook. And also, please remember to make sure you update the apps. In summary, install apps from two locations on a Chromebook. They can be installed from the Chrome Web Store and the Google Play Store, depending on the age of your computer. It's Ron Brown with Silvercom Computer and Technology Club. Enjoy your Chromebook.